Welcome to Sparks of History, where world history and Jewish history meet. We are very pleased to have with us today award-winning author Tom Clavin. Mr. Clavin's books have been bestsellers on the New York Times bestsellers list. They include Dodge City, The Heart of Everything That Is, Halsey's Typhoon, and The Last Stand of Fox Company. Other works by Mr. Clavin include the popular Wild Bill, All Blood Runs Red, Valley Forge, the DiMaggios, Lucky 666, Last Man Out, Gil Hodges, Roger Maris, Being Ted Williams, and Reckless. Today we will be discussing a page-turner, Blood and Treasure, Daniel Boone and the Fight for America's First Frontier, which Mr. Clavin wrote together with author Bob Drury. It's a wonderful book, extremely detailed, and just it gives you such a great picture of America during that period. I simply went on to Amazon, purchased it, was delivered right away. So I encourage all our listeners and viewers to get a hold of Mr. Clavin's great book, Blood and Treasure. And we'll get right to it. A little bit about your background and how you became interested in Daniel Boone.
Daniel Boone was a little bit of a latecomer to the book Blood and Treasure. And I obviously have to explain that since his name's in the subtitle. But ever since we had published, Bob Drury and I had done The Heart of Everything That Is about the Plains Indians in the 1850s and 1860s. And that was published in 2013. I really wanted to return to telling more about the history of the Native Americans in our country. And The Heart of Everything That Is kind of like covering the end stage of really our centuries-long war against the Native American population in this country. And I was interested. I said, I hope there's going to be an opportunity to maybe go back to sort of like the beginning where the blueprint was created for the eventual takeover and near annihilation of the original population of this land. And we were considering doing something that would involve the Indian leader Tecumseh and the Shawnee. And then we found out while we were starting to prepare to go in that direction and cover that period in the early 1800s, we found out that Peter Cozzens, who is a terrific writer, and some people might know him for his book, The Earth is Weeping, about the American Indian population. We found out he was working on a book which got published last year called Tecumseh and the Prophet. So since we greatly admire Peter Cozzens, we realized that blew us out of the water. So we wanted to focus then and go a little bit earlier, focus on maybe the middle part of the 1700s, late 1700s. And we were looking for an Indian leader who, like Red Cloud in The Heart of Everything That Is, would be our guide into the story. And we considered several of them who do appear in the book. Dragging Canoe, Blackfish, Hanging Maw, Cornstalk. There's a whole roster of very colorful Indian character names in the book. But Daniel Boone kept popping up as a figure that seems to be present through many of the major events that took place on America's first frontier in the 1740s, 1750s, through the American Revolution into the 1800s. And the more we researched into Daniel Boone, we realized that a lot of people probably don't know too much about the real Daniel Boone. I mean, even since the book has been published, the reaction of a lot of people has been, I knew about Daniel Boone because of the TV show. People of a certain age will remember that there was a Daniel Boone TV show, and Fess Parker played Daniel Boone, and that Daniel Boone Indian fighter is the image that most people have. And so there was so much more to Daniel Boone's, not only his character, but also his importance to American history at that time, that we were delighted that we could combine our interest in reemerging ourselves in the world of the American Indian, and also I think reveal to people a very iconic, fascinating character that most people really don't know. They know the name, they don't know the person.